Hi, welcome to Module 5. My name is Gasper and I'm Developer Relations Lead at Oasis Network. In this module, I will show you some dApps that are built on top of Oasis, especially on Emerald EVM supported blockchain. So I will show you some DEXs, I will mention DEXs, so decentralized exchanges. I will show you some bridges, how you can bridge some assets from other chains to Emerald, and how you can do some lending, how you can do some borrowing, and also which platform could be used for, NFT marketplace or your NFT or Web3 go-to platform on Emerald. So let me begin with first slide, which is important because wallets that are used for our Emerald paradigm are not like official wallets, but it's actually the most popular one, which is MetaMask. So essentially, if you want to use the Emerald paradigm or Emerald dApps, you will have to configure your MetaMask with Emerald mainnet or even with Emerald testnet. Nowadays, this is pretty simple because you can essentially go to docs.oasis.dev and you can actually scroll down to Emerald and you will have two buttons where you can actually click Add Network to MetaMask and it will be installed and configured for you, simply automatically just by one click. Otherwise, you can do it manually. You can go to MetaMask, you can add a network, and you can use these parameters. So essentially you need RPC, that's the URL of, let's say, our Web3 gateway, and also you have this chain ID. Sometimes you need hexadecimal version or even decimal. Okay, so what you can do with these wallets? Now, sometimes you want to use native, or let's say native wallet browser extension MetaMask, or I also sometimes use Brave wallet. So Brave is actually a browser which has already wallet built in, and in the past it was based on MetaMask. Now they already have their own native built-in wallet, and essentially it works the same as MetaMask. Okay, so you can connect to Emerald with these wallets. You can transfer on Emerald, on Emerald network, which means essentially between Ethereum compatible accounts. If you have, for example, Yuzu tokens and you want to send them to another friend, or maybe you want to do some swaps, maybe you want to use some DEXs, maybe you want to mint NFTs. So whatever you want to do on Emerald, these are the wallets to, use this Emerald network. Okay. Now let's go to first example. DEX that was first built on Emerald by community is Uniswap. So Uniswap is essentially an open, safe, and they call it fair DEX ecosystem where you can actually swap tokens. Let's say Rose from Rose to wrapped ETH. You can swap, let's say, Rose to USDC, ETH to USDC, and so on. So basically, you can swap just like on centralized exchange, but in a decentralized way. Okay. So for that reason, I always encourage people to check liquidity. Okay. So why liquidity? Because centralized exchanges usually have deep liquidity, which means that when you swap from one, or when you change, or when you sell some tokens or assets to another asset, there is no huge slippage, which means that you usually get a good rate for your asset. Now on DEXs, that could be a problem if there is no enough liquidity, which means that you will suddenly get a lot less than on centralized exchange if you're, let's say, swapping between Rose to ETH. Okay, so always check the liquidity before do that. Okay, now what also these DEXs offered, for example, Uniswap offers liquidity pools and liquidity mining, which means that you can become liquidity provider, and you can earn some rewards, a good APY for providing or being liquidity provider. Okay, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, there's also a feature called trade mining. When you trade, you also get some, I will call it like, it's almost like a cashback, but essentially when you trade, you get some reward back if you're using the user swap. Okay, pretty cool. Otherwise, there are other DEXs. I think there is a Dune Swap, there is a Gem Keeper, but keep in mind, always go to DEX with a good liquidity. Now, bridging. Bridging is very important because how you will transfer your USDC or your Ethereum to Emerald. You cannot do it from Ethereum directly to, you cannot send assets directly from Ethereum to Emerald. You need to bridge those assets, okay? And that's why we have bridges like Portal built by Wormhole or Cbridge by Seller Network. So essentially these two protocols or solutions, let's say bridges, they're actually taking your assets from, let's say, another chain. It could be Ethereum, BSC, Avalanche, and so on, right? So other chains, and then bridge them to Emerald Network, okay? What does that mean? It means there are some smart contracts in between, but essentially you get, let's say, if you had 10 Ethereum on Ethereum, you actually bridge those 10 Ethereum to Emerald. And then you can use this 10 Ethereum on Emerald Network, maybe for swapping, maybe for staking, maybe for providing liquidity. I don't know. You have many options. But that's what essentially it does. It bridges your assets from multiple chains to Emerald blockchain or to Emerald Paradigm. Okay? Now, keep in mind that when you will bridge your assets to Emerald, usually you need to find smart contract for that asset. Why? Because you want to import that token to your MetaMask or Brave built-in wallet to see your assets. That's why it's important to understand how to use block explorers. So for that reason, you can use Emerald block explorer, right? And you find the name of the bridged asset, bridged token, and then you find a smart contract and import that smart contract to your wallet. Cool. Let me show you another nice protocol called Fontaine Protocol. It was actually the first cross-chain lending protocol built on top of the Oasis, again on Emerald. And if you take a look, that's the first cross-chain lending borrowing protocol where you can also earn. Okay, so you actually get APY when you supply some of your assets. For example, you have a lot of rows, you can supply rows and you get some APY. So you get some interest or you get some reward for that. You can also borrow assets. For example, you provide rows and you can then use that as a collateral, right? And then you can borrow based on how much value you provide, but you can essentially borrow, let's say, some USDC or something, right? And not only that, what I like here with the Fontaine protocol, there is a new feature called dual farming. You can do dual farming on Uniswap, but essentially when you provide liquidity, you get dual reward, which means that you get a reward in FTP token and USD token when you provide liquidity for specific pairs. So this is very cool. You can also check the webpage. It's called ftp.cash and the native token used is FTP. Pretty cool. If you are more into the NFT world, Web3 stuff, and so on, okay? when you are trying to take control of your data in your hands, that's why the Metameter is here, and that's why they're using Oasis. Okay, it's really beneficial because now user has this autonomous feeling that he can actually own the data, and he can actually own the rights, and he can decide if he will share the data or share something with other users or not. Okay, and maybe even earn for that because they will allow some data to be shared, right? And also the privacy, which is also used by Metameter, right, for a specific project, not for everything, because on Metameter is also NFT marketplace and a gallery, so you can check your NFTs. You can also, maybe you have 100 NFTs on your Ethereum compatible address on Emerald, and you can use Metameter to only show your NFTs. But you can also have marketplace. Okay, you can go to marketplace. You can sell your NFTs. You can buy NFTs, so you can trade NFTs, right? Some are only profile pictures. Some are only art. Some actually have some utility, right? So this is a huge opportunity to grow. Okay, so yeah, keep in mind. Keep in mind that privacy is also built in using Parcel, because Parcel is actually an SDK which enables privacy. So some examples could be private NFTs, and these private NFTs were actually built on Emerald with Parcel. Okay, so we have some, let's say, a private part of the NFT, and then it's a combination of Parcel and Emerald, and it gives you the private NFT. Okay, cool. Now, with that, I want to finish with our last but not least topic and slide, which is Oasis documentation and support. If you have any questions, if you want to participate, if you want to run a node, if you're a developer, usually I really like you to invite you to Discord, because our Discord now have a lot of channels, a lot of community, nice community, helping each other, building stuff and so on. So yeah, join us on Discord. And also, if you want to see more in details, some guides, some how-tos and so on, you can visit docs.oasis.dev, and you can get all these guides, all this useful information about our blockchain, about our network. And yeah, I'm happy to deliver that. I'm happy to help, and I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, see you in the next course. Bye.